No, did I overlook what we're supposed to have? Medicare /
Oh, yeah, let me
Medicaid?
write that in there. You're so attentive, thank you so much.
Does anybody need to sign up for public comment?
I asked and nobody said anything.
What about Skip? You brought in the
Just need to do public comment.
Huh?
Just get me.
No, I think Skip, is Skip on the agenda? He needs to do public comment.
I don't remember really on.
Well, he's there with James, though, ain't he? He asked me earlier, and I told him I didn't think he did, because I thought he was on the
Good.
I know. It's done late. Yeah, that's yours. I got it. Did he get signed up?
He's one they've already lost.
Okay. All right. You ready? Okay. All right. It is 10:01 a.m. and good morning. Welcome to Tyler County Commissioner Court. It is this court's practice to begin this regular meeting with voicing of an invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to either the American or the Texas flag. Should such practice be an offense or otherwise uncomfortable to anyone present or anyone who's watching online, feel welcome to exercise your right to step out and wait a moment in the hall or to mute your internet. All right, if we would stand.
Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, invocation. Sheriff, if you would.
God be honored. Father, we just thank you for this morning. We thank you for this opportunity to come here, Lord, to do our county business. Father, we just thank you so much for the many blessings that you bestowed upon this county, for all these individuals that are in here. Father, be with those individuals who aren't with us, our county employees, our citizens, those that are hurting. Father, we just pray for those in Turkey and Syria, Lord, that you just watch over them as well. Father, just be with our country as we continue to grow. Father, forgive us of where we fail you. And again, we just pray that you watch over and we conduct this meeting in a manner that will please you. Forgive us of where we fail you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. That leads us to any public comments that we may have this morning. Do we have any public comments? Okay, no public comments. Before we start our agenda items, I just want to let anyone know if you have an agenda item or anything that you have that's coming, and then you need to leave after you get through presenting your agenda item, feel free to leave. You're not going to hurt anyone's feelings where you can step out, because I know people have prior obligations to go on out. All right. Do we have any table items from the previous meeting? Okay. All right. Our consent agenda, minutes from previous meeting. Do we have any of those?
Yes, sir.
All right.
January the 19th.
Okay.
Motion to accept the January 19th.
There's a motion. We need a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same. All right. Our monthly reports.
Motion to accept monthly report.
All right, there's a motion to accept our monthly reports. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same. All right, our resolutions or proclamations. March is our Red Cross month. Whereas the Commissioner Court of Tyler County recognizes the Red Cross is where people to mobilize to help their neighbors across the street, across the country, and across the world in emergencies. And whereas each year in the communities, large and small, victims of nearly 70,000 disasters turn to neighbors familiar and new. The more than 500,000 volunteers and 32,000 employees of the Red Cross through nearly 600 locally supported chapters, more than 13 million people gain the skills they need to prepare and respond to emergencies in their homes, communities, and the world. Some 4 million give blood, the gift of life, through the Red Cross, making it the largest supplier of blood and blood products in the United States. The Red Cross helps thousands of U.S. service members separated from their families by the military duty and stay connected with each other. Whereas Tyler County has locally supported this chapter and has assisted the Red Cross during disasters. Now, therefore, it is resolved that the Commissioners Court recognizes March 2023 as Red Cross Month and encourages its citizens to participate in learning more about the Red Cross, its history, programs, and opportunities. I'd like to say we have Mr. Stagg here with us today. Mr. Stagg, do you have something you want to say today for us?
Get where it comes good to everybody. The Red Cross is not a long-term organization for support. We do short-term disaster help, and like for a house fire, we would do 3 days assistance, like 3 days in a hotel plus subsistence of groceries and stuff for 3 days. But we partner with other organizations such as Caring and Sharing, the Lakeside Apostolic Church, and some of the other organizations in the county for longer term supplies. Now, we partner with organizations like Salvation Army, and it might surprise you that how closely we work. I was deployed to New Jersey for Hurricane Sandy. I was in charge of the shelter. Salvation Army did the deed. So we work so closely with these other organizations. Now, Salvation Army is a long-term. In other words, if we need long-term help here, we use Salvation Army. But we do all over the United States and local. So if you need help, I'm no longer doing deployments and casework and stuff like this, but I do take care of the business of Tyler County. So if you need something, give me a call. If you don't have my number already, it's available through the sheriff's office and the commissioner's court.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. As we go into Roman numeral number 5 here, our budget amendments. Jackie, did you have?
I did have one that I don't have the form yet, for it to be signed, but it's moving money from the fund legislative services up to 010-401-42674, which is legislative services in the Commissioner's Court appropriations. There's $10,500 in that fund. We don't need it to be a separate fund, so we can move it up into Commissioner's Court appropriations. That would be the amendment that I request be approved, and then I will get the form for you to sign.
So all these monies would be for any kind of legislative updates or any kind of,
It's what we typically use it for.
okay, all right.
We'll change the name.
To approve.
There's a motion to approve. I need a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, same sign. All right.
further, should we, you wanna do a picture with Mr. Stagg?
We sure can.
We can send it to the booster.
Do we need to vote on the resolution? We didn't vote on it either.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion to, adopt the resolution to make March Red Cross Month.
All right. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Any opposed, same sign. All right. Yeah. Mr. Stagg, would you come up here and take a picture with us?
Put it back around there.
Yeah,
Either way, y'all.
you stand right there. That's fine.
Want us to look this way or that way?
That way.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. We get one more. 1, 2, 3. Got it. All right.
We've been doing this 15 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all's
Did you
service.
say 15 years? 15?
15 years.
15 years. All right. Accounts payable. Our county bills. Need a motion to pay our county bills?
So moved.
There's a motion. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. All right, item number C, to consider and take action on a piece of property, looks like R028820, lot number 39, block 1, Lake Ivanhoe. Mr. Marshall, you have that one?
Yes, sir. This is a piece of property, I think the city of Ivanhoe, Mr. Skip Blackstone, mayor of Ivanhoe, might would want to speak to it.
Okay. All right.
James could let us know all of that.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner, Marshall. Yes, I'm just gonna speak on the legality of the situation, and Mayor Blackstone is going to speak on the project itself. I have a resolution before the court today. If the court approves, this piece of property has already been struck off. It's a very low value piece of property, but it's on a lake that will help the city with their construction project of lake and ongoing lake maintenance. This property was sold, and I put forward in a sheriff's sale in August 4, 2015, but was struck off. So the entities all own this, a pro rata portion to what your tax levy is. The three entities that currently own this is the hospital district, Woodville ISD, and then of course the county. When we took this piece of property to sell, the judged value was $3,750. The property is now worth about $970, so it's a very low value property. But again, it would benefit the city greatly. And there is a resolution here, if again, to sign, and then there's a deed as well for the judge to sign if you do pass this resolution today. Are there any other questions as far as the, I guess this would be sold for basically $1. You would be conveying your interest over to the city, and then we have one more entity to visit, which is this Woodville ISD, which we're visiting tonight. And they also pass this, and the city would then own this piece of property.
Any more discussion for Mr.?
Where is that, Skip?
So, a few years ago, Lake Ivanhoe, the dam was breached. So, what we're after is just, it's a little lot right up here at this end that will give the city access to the lake bed. The dam is going to be rebuilt as part of an $11 million project. And it'll be a retention pond because we've had flooding in the low water crossing in there. This is going to be all part of building that up and making that we won't have those impassable moments anymore. So it's at the very end here. It's a gravel road, and this red on the top here, it's impassable. It has very little value to anybody other than giving us access to that lake bed.
So the green is the road that you can drive around.
Is that green?
Yeah.
I'm colorblind, so I don't know. But the
Well,
different
it's
color
approved,
here,
maybe.
the different color here is the, part of the detour that we put in when we worked on the low water crossing.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
All right. Any other questions for Mayor? All right, any other questions for Mr. Gift? All right, any other discussion? All right, I need a motion.
I move.
So move.
Second.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Thank you all kindly.
Yes, sir.
See you later.
I have the deed and resolution here.
I know, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Hey, Jackie.
Thank you all very kindly.
Yes, sir. All right. We will move to number D, item number D, recognize the tenured employees. We do that every year of 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 years of service for the county. Madam Treasurer?
So these are actually finishing up in 2022. So I did it every quarter, and this is for the last quarter of 2022. And today we'd like to recognize Michael Grieve. He has had 15 years of service with the county.
Everybody know I'm not Michael Grieve. I'm accepting this for him. Some of you don't know, he had a tragic accident back about 4 months ago, and he is still recovering at home. He's got a lengthy battle ahead, so all your prayers and support, we greatly appreciate it. I know he appreciates it.
Yes. Yes.
And then we're going to recognize who does not like the limelight at all, Stephanie Goff. She has worked with the county for 10 years, and so we will let Jackie take this back to her. Her I know that. Oh my gosh. And so, Joe, if you want to come and present this to Mr. Pearson, he's worked for the county for 27 years as of December of 2022.
He's my main man. He knows what's going on.
All right. Let me get out of the way.
No, you're all good. You're good. 1, 2, 3. I didn't recognize with that orange one.
Appreciate you. Russ.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right. It's wonderful when we have that many people who are dedicated to Tyler County in that way.
Amen.
For so long. All right. Item number E, it changes to our vacation and leave, mercurial policy. All right, Madam Treasurer, or Bud, did you want to do it? Okay, Madam Treasurer, there you go.
Can I talk now, or we can go
Yeah.
into discussion? Okay. So what I'd like to do for this one and the next one is amend our current policy to allow our employees to continue to earn accrual throughout the current year. Just change the policy to read that when they carry over, then it's just the maximum amount. The way it currently reads is that our maximum amount at any time is 120, 180, or 240 for your sick time. And so what's happened is our folks are working, they have met that limit, that max, and they're not accruing any time for this current year because of the way the policy says. And I think that I'm actually the person who, we've always let them do that, and then I went, actually, anyway, everybody would really like for us to go back to the way that it
Well,
was
it
done
was
before.
verbal, y'all approved it in a workshop. I don't know that it ever came through court, but we did it based on the workshop, which y'all agreed in the budget, and we were doing the budget.
So I would like to be everybody's friend again. So we could make that change, and then.
So what are we changing it to from what?
They will still be able to accrue vacation time even though they're at their maximum limit.
Correct, absolutely. And then also if they pay, if they leave Tyler County employment, then we're only going to pay them the maximum amount if they have.
The 180 or the 240.
On vacation, they don't get paid on sick anyway when they leave.
The only other thing that I ask you to consider is that, we go back to January and give them what they would have accrued.
So make it retroactive.
Make it retroactive.
January first.
Yes, sir.
I'll put that in the form of a motion.
It's form of a motion, second. Is there any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, same. All right. Item number F, changes to sick leave, carryover policy. All right,
Same thing, again, the sick leave currently says that they can only accrue 240 hours maximum. We have some employees that have met that and are not accruing anything for the current year, so I'd like to make the same change. Like Jackie said, we don't pay out for sick, so it doesn't do that. And what happens in the end is they wind up donating any excess they're about to lose to the sick leave pool, so it works out really well.
all right.
Again, retroactive.
It's that thing, what is your policy and what's your practice, we're trying to make sure that
Yeah.
match.
We're working hard to do that, yes.
Very good.
Well, and this also, being able to accrue more sick leave, it can help people out that have, catastrophic
Yes,
event, so.
it will happen. Yes.
Well, I'll make a motion to
There's a motion,
approve.
Second.
a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, same. All right. Item number G, recommendation from the Tyler County Investment Committee, the 2023 Tyler County Investment Policy. Madam Treasurer?
All right, so you all, in your packets have a copy of where, the investment committee met, and we made some changes within the policy. I don't think you had time to review those. Basically, again, going back to what Jackie was talking about, policy and then practice, and then kind of how we do things here, and that's basically what it is. You'll notice that we've removed, the county auditors from signatures side of things. It's not that she doesn't have a check off, she is my checks and balances when it comes to that. It's just that she doesn't prepare the reports, and that's what she's signing to say that she was part of that process. And so we're just making those changes, again, practice versus actual policy.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to accept. I need a second.
Second.
There's a second. Is there any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same. All right. Item number H, recommendation from Tyler County Investment Committee for the 2023 Tyler County Investment Plan. Madam Treasurer.
So again, going off of, working with auditors to try to figure out our plan is moving forward to be a little bit more aggressive in our investments, simply because we can now, because interest rates have significantly increased. And so we are, we're trying to make our money work for us a little bit better. And so we're gonna diversify and continue to maintain the safety of our money and liquidity as well. One of the things that I would like to suggest, and we did discuss this in the meeting, is that each of the officials that have that line item, I mean, if you have access, or excess, I'm not saying that right, you have excess right now, because at the beginning of the year, you've not spent all the things, now would be the time to invest and take advantage of those funds. We can invest in a pool where that money is accessible within 24 hours. So invest and then let it work for you while you're not using it, and then we can get it back. So we can do that for you, and make a little bit of money there. But basically, we're a very conservative county. We work on protecting our funds and taxpayer dollars and making it work for us, and that's basically what our recommendations are. So we like for that consideration.
So right now, Leanne, are we gonna go with the general fund excess revenue to Texas class?
Well, Jackie and I have not sat down to discuss. We already have sub-accounts made that have general fund. Yeah, every one of you have a line item within those sub-accounts as well. And when we were making a good interest rate, we had money for them in there. But, they've been working for us for a little while. So, we just have not had time, because we wanted to get this approved first, to sit down and decide where, how much we need to invest for each sub-account.
So with our revenue, we'll have to sit down individually and, put it in Texas class. Okay. Just want to make sure, because we talked about that. I just
Yeah. So
wanted to,
the way it
point
should
that
work is that you go see Jackie, And Jackie tells you how much money you've got available, and then we work out how much we need to invest. And then if something happens when you're making a large purchase, or you're needing to do whatever with your funds, Jackie will pull that money back out, put it back where it goes, and hopefully we've earned some interest in the meantime.
And one of the things she pointed out to me, I like asking questions and everybody gets to hear. But if you put that money in there and you need it, you can pull it out.
Any day.
Yeah, it's not like a CD where you're locked in and you
So there's
pay
no
a
penalty.
penalty.
Yeah.
No.
It's not, it's a revolving however you need it to be.
We do, in this particular fund that I'm asking to reinvest in, Texas Class is who we use, and they compound daily and pay out.
If you need it, you can get it
Absolutely.
any day.
And we have a very good relationship with our account representative there, and so if there are any questions or anything that you need, we can make sure that happens. But the liquidity of the funds is exceptional.
And what was that rate, 4.5,
It's paying out 4.6 right now.
4.6?
4.6.
So we ready for motion to approve?
I gotta have a motion first. So I'll make that motion.
There's a motion. Well, the Buckley.
I just said motion to approve.
Okay, there's a motion. Well, there's a second then. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same. All right. All right. This one, number I, accept the letter of resignation from LGJA.
Yes, sir, and I think that is to do with the water line that we were laying from Rockland to the Spurter Well or whatever.
Yes.
I think Leslie is going to elaborate on this.
If y'all will pass
They quit.
this down.
Yeah.
If you will allow me to back up just for a moment so that we all know what we're talking about. The county applied for a grant back in 2021. I was the administrator that helped put the application together, and LJA was the engineering firm that the county used to help with that preparation. Here very recently, since the judge has come into office, the grant was awarded from the Texas Department of Agriculture. What I passed out to you, if you look down to number 3, there's a breakdown of what this project entails. This is to help install about 7,500 linear feet of 8-inch water line. This is going to help the Tyler County Water District side. Additionally, we're going to be putting in a 30,000 gallon storage tank with foundation and accoutrements. This project is just now starting off. In fact, the county does not actually have a contract yet. The judge has looked at everything in the portal for the Texas Department of Agriculture and signed off on his part. My office has signed off on their part. And the third leg of that normally would be, I say normally, this is a new process. So the new part of this is the engineer would then sign off, which brings us to where we are now. We have a funded project, and we have a letter from LJA Engineering, nicely requesting that they resign from this project, that they're pleased that the project was able to get funded, and glad to help you with that portion, but for several reasons they are asking to withdraw. So that's the first leg of where we are, and then we have 2 other agenda items from here, so let us
All right,
ask questions if you have them.
any discussion? I need a motion to accept the resignation.
Motion to accept the letter of resignation from LJA.
There's a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same. All right, well, with that, let's move to item number J, or go out for statement of qualifications.
Okay, so, you do have a procurement record, and we went back and looked at that. decided with the help of Megan that it had been a really long time. So the best thing to do would be to go back through this process. So that's what we will start doing, is advertising in the newspaper for an engineer for this project. I'll help Megan with that, and hopefully within a few weeks, we can get those proposals and start moving forward. So we just need authorization to allow us to move forward.
All right, I'll make a motion to go out for the statement of qualifications for the CDB 21-0384 TDA CDBG project.
All right, there's a motion, need a second?
Second.
There's a second, all in favor say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed, same. All right, appointment of the rating committee for the selection of the engineer for this.
Okay, so anytime you go through this process of procurement, the state wants to see that you are putting a rating committee together. In the past, we have used about 3 people on these, which is a good number. You don't want 4. But we would like to have somebody off of, I think, out of Jackie's office, whether it be Jackie or how she wants to do that, and then possibly 2 people off the court. And on this particular one, because I'm already hired, I can walk you through how all this works, so this might be a good opportunity for somebody to be on this committee.
Oh, y'all jumping to volunteer here?
Then his precinct. And mine, my precinct.
If anybody else wants to be
No,
on,
I think
I'll be glad
that, y'all
to.
show precinct. Yeah, I think that'd be good.
All right.
So I'd like to make a motion to appoint the rating committee for the selection of the engineer for CDB 21-0384 TDA CDBG project, consisting of, is that what we want to say?
So that'll work.
Mr. Commissioner Precinct 3,
Commissioner Mike Marshall, precinct 3, and Commissioner Buck Hudson, precinct 4,
all right,
And then me.
and Tyler County Auditor.
Jackie's office. All right,
We'll get her done.
there's the motion for both of them. There's a second, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, same. All right. Accept the performance statement of Tyler County Emergency District Number 2. Commissioner Hudson.
That's our emergency service district, so I would like to make a motion that we accept the performance statement of the Tyler County Emergency District. It's already been given to someone, it's just a formality that I remember running through court.
They've already.
Is that what you gave me?
Office.
I'll
They
second
turned
that.
it in.
Yeah, they turned it into Jackie's office already, but I just wanted to run it through court to make it a formality.
All right, and there's a second,
Joe, second.
Commissioner Blacksher. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, same. All right, line item number M, appointment of Andrew Cook to ESD number 3. Commissioner Hughes.
I don't, the letter's not in here, but I did receive a letter from them stating that there's an opening. They wanted Mr. Cook on there, and he has got with Ken Joe. He does live in the district. So I moved to be appointed to the board.
Okay, there's a motion, a second by Commissioner Marshall. Here, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, same. All right, line item number N, purchase of a pressure washer for cleaning the courthouse after the work is completed. Commissioner Marshall.
Yes, Burtis has found a real good deal on a pressure washer that has a lot of different things that they can use to wash our building and all that without just blowing everything off of it. Do you remember what the price is on that, Jackie, or is it in?
You should have it in your stuff. I think it's
$10,000.
$10,000.
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000.
It would be purchased from a local person because they were gonna make it an outside business and it never went off. Well, if you try to order one like the historical commission wants us to have, it's 8 months out to get one.
Okay.
And it would be a lot higher than that. And so that's Wow,
So,
this-
so we're
this
good with the
pressure-
commission and everything though on.
This pressure washer,
Approved.
when anytime they do remediation work or rehabilitation is what we're in now. With it being stucco, if you use a regular pressure washer, it knocks it, it breaks it down. And this one you can fine tune to make it really low where it wouldn't do that.
It's on a trailer. It's all pretty much self-contained, mobile.
Yeah,
It's a good deal.
I asked the question, once y'all get this repainted and what do we need to do to keep it up? And that's one of the things they said, you have to have a pressure washer that you can get to a certain,
Yes,
PSI and then feed certain
Heat.
chemicals through it and all that stuff and heat. So it's a matter of time and they're, like you said, it's a good deal because they are really expensive for these type of, pressure washers.
So this one though does meet the requirements of what the
Yes.
historical commission was talking. Okay, all right.
I put it in form of motion.
There's a form of a motion for
Second.
$10,000 to purchase of a new pressure washer.
And I second it.
There's a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, say.
I don't know exactly where we need to take this from. Will it just come out of the maintenance budget or?
That or under purchase of equipment, or we can amend from contingency if we have to.
Either we need to go ahead and put that in the form of a motion.
Well, I know our maintenance budget's pretty tight already too, so it'd be great if we could take it out of contingency, if y'all good with that.
But what I would like to do is still pay for it out of the
Out
maintenance
of maintenance,
budget, but move the money from contingency, do an amendment that way. So that we can, when they say, where did you get that
Okay.
pressure washer?
Yeah.
Well, we just
Out of
gotta look in the maintenance budget, not figure out
Not
we did
try
it
to
somewhere
figure out Where
else.
we did it at. Okay.
You want to put that in the form of motion to move the money,
Yeah, I put it in form of motion.
to move the money from the continuous fund to,
Contingency to the maintenance
Maintenance.
purchase of equipment.
all right. Commissioner Marshall puts that in the motion.
I'll second it.
There's a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, say. All right. Item number O, consider going out for bids for food supplier distributors for senior citizen nutrition program. Commissioner Blackson.
Yes, I'll put that in form of motion.
Second.
We-
Any
so far-
discussion?
Yes, so far, we have, in January, we started on the 25th, we served 119 meals. And then up to date now, we're at 208 meals at the senior nutrition program. So people are starting to show up. I really appreciate the hospital doing everything that they do for us, but with discussing with Sandra, it's not gonna be, a forever deal with them. So we need to really go out for these bids and, take the next step. So the ladies are ready and, we're ready to go. So all we need is just to go out for the bids and get the best deal for our taxpayers.
And what's requiring us to have to go out for the bid is because we can use the same vendor and we already paid for prisoner meals, so that's gonna knock us over
The 50,000.
the 50,000, that's why we're doing this.
Okay. All right, it's been put in the motion and then I think there was already a second. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, same. All right. Item number P, allow the storage of district clerk's records in the lower storage room in the rear of the county complex and hire a moving company to move files from the courthouse to the complex, if approved. Commissioner Blackson,
I put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
any discussion?
If you look down at Q, it's tied.
Okay.
We gotta have, temperature control too, but, when we go to getting all the work done upstairs, all those files are gonna have to
Have to go.
Yeah, and they're running out of room up there, so we need to really do something about it. And Burtis has found that, and cleaned out the area down there at the warehouse. And so all we gotta do is, get that room, climate controlled and be good to go. But he recommended we get a hiring company to do, a moving company to, do that for us, because it's gonna be a lot of work.
I'll second that, because I've lived through us doing it versus the moving
You
company.
don't wanna do it.
No.
Do you, Lynette?
And I haven't got any quotes yet on the moving company, but, we need to, I guess, decide where we're gonna pay for that from.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same. All right, item number Q, consider approving the purchase of installation of a mini split unit. Commissioner Blackcher?
I put that in form of motion.
Second.
I'm gonna get a couple more bids. I feel like I can get a little cheaper deal, so, but I think we got one for $3,400. I'm just gonna see if I can do that, but I won't have that. And Jackie, I have, in that building over there, $10,000, correct? Are we gonna pay for that out of that fund, or?
You
Is
can
it-
pay for it wherever you want to pay for it.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be
Whatever
for the
y'all
district
decide.
clerk's office, really, so, but
Well, then we have
Yeah, I
that
wouldn't
office
use our-
equipment fund and general fund that we can, that's used for capital outlay purchases. So of furniture and different things, so.
Yeah, we may have something happen in our complex.
yeah, that's what I was worried about. I mean, but I don't wanna hurt Renee and them by,
Right, no.
you know, so, yeah,
No,
that,
That was the office equipment line item in general fund, is
okay.
where we purchase the desks and all that kind of stuff.
So
it
that's
can
where-
come out of there.
that's
Do
where
we need
we'll
to
pay.
place that into a form of a motion?
I think as long as it's in
You
the
can add
minutes.
it to the,
Yeah.
We can add it
I
to
added
the,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been added to that and
Yeah.
the same on the second. All right. Well, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same. All right. And our next one is design facility board and department. Reassign facility board and department, a role for court members. Commissioner Blacksher?
Yes, I'll put that in form of a motion. I just sent out the last one, and I don't know what we want to, we want to keep it, but, we can go through these.
Do y'all have all that?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
All right.
Do we want to just take and replace Stephen's name with Doug's, or
Is that on what? That all the
Right
roads?
here.
all the roles? Yes, sir.
Probably there next to the, mine was next to the last page in my stack.
Good staff.
As long as y'all don't put my name on any of it, so.
Yeah, and
Because I'm getting my feet wet and getting court going and everything else, so we're really busy with court, so.
and
I will, but I won't. No, I'm just kidding. Just
Like
kidding.
you already decided.
I have one request.
You want me to read it out?
yes,
Okay.
we got, so I know who's
As,
gonna do
as
what.
much as I don't
You wanna read
want to
it?
do this, I have
Don't
one
go
request.
fast, don't go fast.
2022 leadership assignment for Commissioners Court members. Courthouse and the DA's office were Stephen Sturrock and Buck Hudson.
So,
So do you want, are we gonna put
So
that?
we're gonna put Doug there. Do you wanna do that, Doug?
Let's see what Joe's
Well, what
got.
was-
Well, I just have one request, and like I said, as much as
Probably.
I'll
with-
probably keep my mouth shut, but the,
No, with what's all fixing to go on, it probably needs to be somebody that's familiar with what we're fixing
yeah,
to
the
do.
courthouse is.
I mean, Doug's gonna get.
But I do want to trade with Doug with the facility over there.
Okay,
If that,
so who do we wanna,
Commissioner's office,
Commissioner's
Yeah.
office.
yeah. Go ahead and put Doug over that, and that's a good spot, you know,
Yeah.
for incoming commissioner to be.
So, but you're gonna be the courthouse and DA office?
Just
Someone else
support
have a
court.
copy of that? I didn't get a copy of that.
It should be on the final agenda.
Okay.
so you're gonna put Joe with me on all this other?
Unless you want to take the lead on that, and I'll be backup. Because you are the backup right now.
Yeah, it looks good like it is.
So who's the courthouse and who's their backup?
Joe is courthouse and I'm the backup. Is that okay, Joe?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But I do want to give the commissioner's office over there
Commissioner's office gonna be going to
to
Doug.
Doug.
Okay. The sheriff's office and the jail dispatch is Mike and, okay, Doug. And Joe,
Let's see, that's on the commissioner's office will be Doug and
Doug.
Buck is his backup. County clerk's office will be Doug and I'll be the backup.
the tax office and the driver's license is me and Joe. Rodeo Arena, Steven Starrock, and Buck Hudson. And that,
Okay, the
I'll keep the
nutrition
rodeo
center,
okay,
Is
yeah, 'cause that's in
Joe-
your precinct.
and who's your backup?
It'll have, yeah, be Doug.
Doug.
Unless Joe wants, wasn't you interested in that Rodeo Arena thing?
No.
That's okay, leave it like it is,
Yeah.
that'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna step on any toes or anything like that. I've got my hands
And
full.
the airport is me and
And
Doug
Joe,
will be the backup.
and then we definitely Joe on the nutrition center and
You're doing a great job.
And
Doug.
Doug's backup.
Kirby Chapel, that should be Doug and Mike, I guess.
And what was the rodeo arena? Who's that now?
Rodeo Arena is Doug and Buck is
Bucky.
backup.
You know, we're saying Buck a lot, don't we? Doug and Buck.
That's good.
And the Allen Shivers Library.
This is boards that we set on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be me and you, and Alex Shivers.
Yes.
Hospitals, Mike and the judge. Dead cog is Joe now.
Yeah, it'll be myself and Joe, which I'm automatically on that.
So you're
Yeah.
not on that.
No, I'm not on that.
Okay, so debt dog primary is
Joe.
Joe. I'm not even a voting member on David Cobb, I'm just a
I'll be this.
board
and
member.
who's gonna be the
I'll be
associate?
the associate.
The what?
Yeah.
On debt dog.
So it's Joe, and then what did you say her name?
Buck's
Doug's gonna be the backup. And I-14,
It's Mike and Buck.
Buck, Highway 69.
Y'all just gonna have to give me a copy of that when y'all get
Yes,
through.
we will.
Yeah, that's a lot.
She
Well,
doesn't, she doesn't listen well.
No, I don't.
But she
I'm a
plays,
visual.
but she plays well with it.
When they get through, I'm gonna hand this down to y'all to be sure that you're okay with the approval here.
I'm marking it on my.
You marking it on yours?
Texas
Highway
Park.
69 is gonna be Joe and Doug.
69 is Joe and Doug. And the Texas Forest Country Partnership is Joe and Buck.
Emergency management,
Judge is the primary, me is the backup. Maintenance is me as the primary and Doug will be the backup. Veteran Service Office is Joe and Buck. Agri-Life is Buck and Joe. DCS is Buck and Joe.
All right.
There's a,
there's a reason behind
hey,
it all.
can I hand this down here? And I'll hand it to Joe, let him be sure.
Okay, so who has this in the computer? Is it Kelly or is it?
That's gonna be Becky.
Take your picture of it.
But who has it in the computer though? I mean,
All right.
Joe, she.
Well, I haven't, I just did the old one, we'll just have to.
Maybe somebody can redo it and make
I
it.
would
Yeah,
redo
I'll-
it if
yeah.
somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give
We-
it-
we-
give that
we'll
one to
gladly give it
Jackie.
to you.
Megan did it one time.
But we need to go ahead and vote on this.
That's been.
Are you
like
okay with
4
these
years
changes?
Hey,
ago.
I'm good, man.
And Kelly can do it, that way we're gonna have it.
All right, I need a motion to accept the changes that we've made to the leadership assignments for 2020. There's a motion,
Second.
second. I'm sorry, did you already have? it?
Already had it.
I'm sorry,
That's okay.
I'm sorry, but she's already had it. Okay. Well, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, there we go. There you go, Jackie. All right, number T.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I done marked through it, okay. Accept a $100 donation to the Veteran Service Office
I put that in the form of a motion.
Okay.
Second.
We had a gentleman, drop off $100 for the veterans at the police department, and they kindly brought it over to Leanne's office. And we just want to run it through court, accept it, and put it in the Veteran Service Office Department.
All right, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed, same. All right, now T. Commendation closure, Commissioner Hughes.
Yes, I've received a letter from Kurt and Jennifer Joslin on County Road 2790. At the end of that road, they own all the property that goes back there. And the road has not been maintained. I know by law in the past 3 years, but it hadn't been maintained in about 10 or 15. It's impassable. And they requested they own property on both sides and all the way back. And they requested the road closure. I went through TAC, through Allison Bass and McGee. And it does fall under the road closure because improper, no maintenance on it. I don't have the code, the transportation code, but I do have it at the office with the rest of the paperwork. And he's agreed to, if we close the road, he will pay for all the signage at the front of the road to show that the road is closed. And he will pay for a turnaround to be built for the maintainer or any equipment where he puts up a gate. It'll be a very well maintained turnaround. He will build a great one.
So you're closing 1.2 miles.
1.2 miles, you have your map of, that road.
So the very
The very end.
Very tail
of the
end
road.
of County Road 2790.
He bought these pieces of property from two different individuals.
That shows the map
A couple
of
years ago, so.
all the property that he owns.
Are you putting that in the form
I
of a
put that in
motion?
form of a motion.
Second.
And we will contact DETCOG to get it taken off so GPS don't show that you can go through there anymore.
Okay.
One of the problems he's had is a lot of 18-wheelers, and big trucks coming down there and having to turn around in his yard because there's nowhere to turn around. The map shows it goes all the way through. So it's been a problem for him.
Well, the motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Any other discussion before we? All right, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, same. All right. All right. Item number U here, acceptance of resignation of Tyler County Tax Assessor Collector, Miss Lynette Cruz, due to her retirement. And we just want to say, Lynette, I want to say to you, thank you for all of your service, for all that you have done for Tyler County. And I just truly want to say that with all my heart.
You like to talk out? Yes.
I'm gonna put that in, I'll put that in form of a motion to accept her. There's a second. All in favor say aye. All right. All right. Leads us to item number V, to fill the vacancy of the tax assessor collector left by the resignation of Miss Lynette Cruz.
I'll make a motion with appoint Melissa.
Okay. A motion's been made to appoint Miss Melissa Carson. There's a second. Any discussion?
You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to clarify that it won't take you're
Yes.
doing it today, but it doesn't take effect until
Yes.
March the 1st.
Yeah.
Her retirement.
February 28th will officially be Miss Lynette's last day. That'll be her officially last day, and March 1st would officially be Miss Melissa Carson's first day. and that'll be the day we swear her in.
And she also has all the certifications and
Okay.
everything.
All right, yes, Miss Melissa does have all the certifications and qualifications that we need for a tax assessor. So she definitely qualifies for this position, and I'll tell you what, we couldn't ask for a better person to step in, and I truly believe that with all my heart. Well, the motion's been made, and there's been a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say. All right, so congratulations, I think. Congratulations. Yes, ma'am, you can.
I wanted to say, I hope I can say it without crying.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead. We wanna watch it run.
But we became officials in 2000. And I was appointed county treasurer and she was appointed to fill, just like Melissa's doing for you for Barbara. And when I became auditor in 2012, you said the word effective tax rate and I wanted to run in the woods naked screaming. But she has stepped up to the plate. She's done an awesome job. She doesn't like limelight. She doesn't like being noticed, but nobody knows the hours that she spent after hours working on the things to make our jobs easier. And I want her to know that I love her and I wish I could go too. But,
I'm gonna stay until we do.
But anyway, thank you for all of your time and dedication. I really appreciate all the help that you gave me over these years.
Yes.
Well said.
Well said,
I
yes.
couldn't have done my job without everyone you.
All right. Any other discussion? All right. Before we all tear up too bad here, let's move on to item number W. This is addition of our early medical retirement option for the employee retirement plans currently offered to our county employees, thereby allowing current active full-time employees who meet the attached criteria and guidelines to retire from county employment before the age of time requirements. All right, Madam Treasurer.
Well, we had a workshop earlier and I presented the request. We made some tweaks to it and I typed that up with that in front of y'all. So I'm just asking that we accept this proposed early medical retirement for
Yes.
So we offer this or put this in our policy to be able to offer this to our employees that fit this criteria. Sometimes we don't know what life brings us and we need to be prepared. And so we're just gonna help our employees do that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you sent this to me and I truly believe it was a positive thing for the county and for the county employees if needed. I truly believe that. And like you said, you never know what life hits to people. And I think as we reviewed it in the workshop this morning, everything, keeps us from the county, keeps the county from being liable for any of that expenses or
Yeah, I want to
anything.
clarify, this
Yes.
is no cost to the county.
This is no cost. This comes to no cost to the county. All right, well, I need a motion.
And they do have to have 10 years.
Yes.
Minimum.
Yes. They have to have 10 years minimum
Continuous service.
continuous service. That's correct. All right,
I'll make a motion.
there's a motion to accept it.
Second.
Second
Doug.
by Doug. All in favor, say aye. All right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne, for preparing that for us. All right. Item number X, discussion and possible action concerning the American Rescue Plan Act funds for the rodeo arena. Ms. Bishop?
Yes, sir. Okay, just a quick refresher of how we got where we are. Back before the holiday, Christmas holiday, we had a workshop and we had a court meeting. It was decided that this this body would like to explore, fixing up the rodeo arena with these funds. So I began to work that angle. I engaged the services of an engineering firm. Y'all did what you did here this morning. You put a rating committee together and you hired one. Mr. Levin, stand up, please. This is your engineer, Mr. Jeff Levin.
Okay.
I've known him for a very long time. He's a good guy, and he's kind of new to working, I think, with y'all directly, but knows some projects that the county he's worked on. Is that right, Mr. Levin?
Yes, ma'am. So very nice to meet y'all this morning. As Leslie said, my name is Jeff Lovins. We were Whiteley Oliver Engineering, but I just recently purchased the engineering off of our company, so now it's Levins Engineering and Design. So, 20-year goal of mine, but we're same employee, same group of guys, same location of all mine. But yes, there's been various projects through the county that I've worked on, really more specifically for Tyler County side, some various water improvements through the years for them. But as far as this particular project, once we were selected, we have had some on-site meetings with Commissioner Blacksher. We've also had our structural engineer visit on site and look at the roof, some of the purlins, the supports, the bases, and try to come up with a really as tight of a defined scope that we can at this point. We're about a really unique project. Almost like with buying a vehicle or building a new house, right? There's so many different options on some different things that we can do here, from some of the structural components to even relocating restrooms, installing a lift station with a force main back to the city of Whipple's collection system. So yes, I'm just happy to do whatever we can to help y'all with this project. So I know this is it seems like really high on the county's radar with as many functions as y'all have out there. So.
Okay, so thank you very much, Jeff. And so, when we usually do a project with y'all, I have a cost estimate. Y'all probably all seen them when we just did the MIT projects. I know that this is how many linear feet we're gonna do and how much it's gonna cost. Jeff just laid out some reasons why we can't know that up front, which, that puts us at a little bit of a disadvantage starting out. But as I wanted us to come back together because some of you are new here, some of you are not new here, and want to make sure that we're still going in the right direction. The county has not signed a contract with Mr. Levins yet. He has prepared one, but I just wanted to make sure with the new court that we were still doing what you intended us to do.
And Leslie, can you kind of tell them what we're planning on, what we've looked at? There's been several ideas and things kicked around.
Sure, and you may have to jump in and help me here. But we're looking at refurbishing, is that what we would call it, Jeff?
Yeah, can we run through my list briefly?
Yeah, why don't you do that, because that's why we have you.
Yeah.
And so, at our first meeting that we had on site, really the first on the list was tackling the structure, right? This over the bleachers. That would include rehab, maybe some blasting, but unfortunately, probably some replacement also with some members of the roof itself, and renovate or rehabilitate the actual structure of the roof. Column repair, we did also discuss a pod or a point of distribution in cases of emergencies or other items, possibly raising part of that roof to actually have some vehicular traffic circle through there, some concrete paving additions, some sidewalks. Unfortunately, that restroom that is right there, I would guess would be on the south end of that structure, relocating that so that vehicle traffic can come through, have kind of an offloading area that can offload some supplies and actually get those rolled up and have that function more efficiently. We also discussed remove and replace the bleachers that are out there with some either some collapsible style or some other style. This is what I was kind of stepping a second. There's a lot of different options here if we dig into a project like this. I mentioned concrete, replace restrooms, and then also adding sanitary sewer out there. There would be a lift station that would then pump back east to the city of Woodville.
And that's been a hold up for years, not having the sewer out there to have nice restrooms and stuff like that.
But them bathrooms, they are a problem.
Yeah.
When you have a big event, bathrooms are a problem.
But there's so many different options that we can do, you know, like on the bleachers. Y'all know as well as I do, they're hazard, you know, but he's looking at, options of, you know, collapsible bleachers for whenever you have the rodeo, you can pull them out, you know, whenever you're at the fair, you can push them back in. And then we don't have to do, we're not stuck to doing a pod or anything like that. So we can, it's pretty flexible with what we can do. But, you know, bringing sewer out there, that opens a lot of different doors too.
That's very neat.
So, I mean, that's a worthy.
So if y'all will allow me, I'm gonna tell you a piece of information that I think you'll want. I had Jeff look at it over the weekend and just trying to guess how much the sewer is gonna cost to run out there, because this is a large portion of your desire here. I was quoted a much higher number than this, so I was glad for Jeff to come back and give me this one. He says about $300,000, okay? That's half of what somebody else told me, who's not an engineer. So that's good news, and we can start incorporating that into our discussions. And like the commissioner said, there are all kinds of possibilities that we can do here. But we need to start, I think, looking at different options and figuring out what the most important things are gonna be and who our partners might be in some of this. Perhaps you guys should consider a committee of some sort to talk about this, where we can continue to come to court, whatever the pleasure is of the court.
I think the committee was before Stephen and I, then Stephen, left, and then, so, I mean, Doug's good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'll still be on there with him,
Okay.
Did we have any
but I still,
fair people or anybody like that?
Yeah,
I mean, do we need
now
someone?
Matt, Stephen had dealt with, Matt Stanley, and I'm sure Matt wouldn't have a problem, or Bronson, neither one of them, you know, looking at this.
Do we need to put that, to vote on that and put that in? Without talking to them, we can wait.
Right.
Yeah, we don't
Make
need to
sure
do
they really know.
Okay, I want to clarify something. The 300,000, is that for the whole thing or just for the sewer?
The sewer.
Yes, it was the sewer, and it was a really high level look. We have not met with the city. I do know they have an existing lift station that is down there right on the highway. And so I assume taking that sewer all the way to that station, I do think there's a manhole probably further west. We could shave off some of that linear footage, but this was just a really high level. I think Leslie had been told a number around 600,000 for sewer. I really don't think it's gonna be near that high, but maybe in that 300-400 range, just to be safe.
So the sewer, the actual city sewer does run down 190 in front of the property, is that what we're saying?
Don't go all the way to the
It doesn't go all the way to the property. We have to get it up there. We've been
So it
talking
stops about Riley's then?
Yes,
I
sir.
think so,
We've
right.
been talking about this for about 25 years or so.
And that's something we are working hard on too.
Yeah,
To,
yes, sir, because you never know when an opportunity is gonna come up, and now you have one we can look at.
Does the city, I mean, is there any help from them? I mean, or is it all our baby getting it done?
Well, I think you definitely have their moral support, and
Of course.
I believe there are some possible discussions gonna happen in the future, and we can start seeing where we can get additional help. You have a budget of $2 million for this project, a little over $2 million. You're gonna have the engineering fee come out of that. We're probably gonna need some more funds, and we should at least take a stab at looking at it.
we're working on getting that expanded out there, and we're working with the city.
Okay.
And we've actually got some meetings and with city officials, so we're working hard to get that going. Get that in
I
process.
just think that's just a a tremendous win-win for all of us, because I was an ag teacher for 30 years, and I mean, the bathrooms never work out there.
Yeah.
You know, we finally started getting those portable ones that they bring in on the trailer, but that would be a tremendous asset to that place.
I will tell y'all, this is one of those rare times where I don't come across anybody who is not in support of this.
Oh,
So
no.
you have definitely
It's
did
where
the right
everything
thing
happens.
here.
Yeah.
So I think today, the way we had the agenda worded, thanks to the commissioner over here, I think it would allow y'all to consider Jeff's contract, and I would hope we can get him under contract very soon and start this process. But you may need some time to look at that contract.
Okay. Is that something that we would need to table, or have we?
Well,
have
I
we
can
looked
just
at
come
this
back
contract?
and put it on another agenda item for the contract itself.
Okay.
Okay.
And, also, I think we probably ought to, meet in some workshops to make sure, we all heading in the same direction on this project, because, it's not Joe County or Doug County,
No.
it's Tyler County.
Tyler
We want to be headed in the
In the right
same
direction.
project with the same goals.
But we need to get the engineer's contract as soon as possible, because
Yeah.
that's what's gonna give us the numbers that we
Well, I
want.
think I would, I'm comfortable with go ahead and do it.
Leslie, have you reviewed
Yes, sir.
this?
I have, and I asked him to structure it the way he does with all the contracts that we work with, basically with the terms and conditions. And his, percentage is within the fee cap. So I have no problem with that. I think everything's good to go.
Jackie, have you got a chance to look through any of that?
You could do it pending approval of the district attorney. I mean, we've done that. in the
Okay.
past.
Yeah, we could, we can make that,
Just put
Motion, if
legal
you'll put it in the
counsel
motion,
instead of
Legal,
yeah, legal
yeah.
counsel.
okay?
Legal counsel. So do I need to amend it or just make another?
We need to amend it.
So I amend the motion
Well, we
to approve the contract.
With lead engineering, let's spell out his
Yeah.
name so it says in minutes.
With Lead Engineering.
Well, how's it spelled?
LEAD.
LEAD, all caps? Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Engineering for the
Okay.
rodeo.
pending approval of district attorney.
Well, legal
Legal
Well,
counsel.
legal
Legal
counsel.
counsel. Legal counsel. All right. It's in a motion.
Second.
There's a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say.
So now we got to vote
Now
on
the
the
main
original.
motion
main
reads,
motion.
discussion and possible action
Yes.
concerning American Rescue Plan Act funds for rodeo arena project.
You put that in form of motion?
Well, you gotta include the amendment too.
Okay,
I think Blacksher and Marshall has to.
yes. Okay, Blacksher and Marshall, y'all do it.
Okay, so where are we at?
We're in,
So now we're going back to the main
The
motion.
Main motion,
Main
discussion
motion.
and possible
With
action
the
concerning American Rescue Plan Act funds for rodeo arena project and approve the contract of Lead
Lead engineering.
Engineering for the construction of the rodeo project
Consider approval.
upon,
And you need to put consider right there.
Okay.
Consider approval of the because
Pending legal.
pending,
okay,
pending legal, what was the word?
Counsel.
Legal counsel.
pending legal counsel.
all right,
So is that muddy enough?
there it is. There's the motion, and you seconded it on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say. Woo, that's a lot of words. There you go.
Did you get it, Donnie?
I got
All right. All right. Recommendation number Y, recommendation by the Tyler County Historical Commission, approval of wall hangings in district clerk's office. Commissioner Blacksher.
I put that in form of motion and I Renee wants to hang something in her office, and the commission has approved that.
Approved
So,
it. Okay,
good.
there's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same. All right, we have any other comments by court members pertaining matters of county government?
I'm not a court member, but can I make a comment?
Yeah. Okay.
On the historical commission approving the hangings, in the policy, that was originally when we were going through a restoration. And that was a clause for restoration. We're not doing restoration, we're doing rehabilitation. And I would just like for y'all to think about, instead of everybody having to write an application to hang a picture on their wall, can we get a generalized rule that the maintenance would know what kind of,
Hanging.
what's appropriate to be hung in a courthouse that's been rehabilitated?
I think we.
Because this writing out an application
To
for,
go through our local historical.
to go through the historical petition, then we gotta bring it to commissioner's court. I would just, it's a hassle and therefore I haven't done it, and I've got pictures stacked up in my office that I wanna hang up, like the Pledge of Allegiance, the Constitution. And without going through this procedure, I can't hang them up in my office.
You write it up, I'll sign it.
Good. All right. Well, the only other thing I have real quickly, me and Buck got to sit in on some, on the hiring of our new ag agent. And we sat through some interviews and they did not hire anyone this round. They chose to move forward and we felt the same, to move forward. So we're gonna be doing that. And Shannon, and she's in the back hiding back there. She was actually with us too on the interviews. And as we were going through there was no one that they found to hire right now. So we're gonna move forward with that. And just to let you know, I brought Bucky in on that with us for that. And it'll be something later on. We're hoping to get by June the 1st. Is that correct, Shannon? Okay. June the 1st, our next hire for ag agent. So we're hoping some more applicants. We get some more applicants, and myself and Mr. Hudson and Shannon will be able to sit through some more interviews.
And I want to, since you're here, Shannon, Shannon has helped us so much with this, this nutrition program. Yeah, even letting us use her license, food manager's license, to get started and up and rolling. And she is trained the two ladies there in food service handling, and she's going to train them on the food managers. So, but she's been really, really a blessing to me to be able to get that program started. Miss Janae too. She's has to put up with those texts. Me forgetting what darn day it is. I thought we were closed on Monday, so I texted her. But anyways, it takes a team to get this thing going, and it is just, I appreciate y'all. I do, and I appreciate you, Shannon.
All right. Any other discussion by court members? Anything else? All right. No executive session? No?
Like a motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn, second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. We will be back at 2:00 for one agenda item. The sheriff had to throw an agenda item last week.
Well,